This is for anyone who feels stuck and has no idea what comes next for them, which is a lot of us these days, right? Especially given the pandemic, which has created a lot of loss and left a lot of us pretty rudderless. And since we still don't know how the world is going to shake out when all this is over, we're still pretty unclear as to maybe where we are or where we're going or how we'll get there. We don't know how to let go of who we used to be so we can be the next best version of ourselves. These are all the issues and questions that speak directly to my letting go process. And I know it can be hard to answer them. Again, especially in this moment. But there's a secret key that will help you push through. And it's something that will give you the clarity you may be looking for when you're in a place of, I have no idea what comes next. And maybe you've tried some stuff to figure that out and it hasn't worked. Or maybe you haven't tried really anything at all. Well, the secret to finding the answers that you're looking for come down to one basic activity that you're probably already doing, but perhaps not with the intention and consciousness necessary. And that's listening. Now, it's funny when it comes to letting go. We think it's all about bold action. And yes, on some level, that's the end game. But it's also a process. And I have a 6-step process, in fact, for guiding people through the exercise of releasing what's just not working for them. But in between the lines of every step is the important action of getting quiet and still and just listening for the answers that are right for them. You know, it's funny, my mother spends a lot of time in the bathroom, and not in a gross way, but because she says she just likes to sit in there and be away from everything and just think. It's quiet and she's alone. And at first we laughed at her for that, of course, until we saw the divine wisdom. And yet in this 24/7 world we live in, just sitting and doing nothing in the bathroom or anywhere else and listening is perceived as an act of laziness or insanity, right? I mean, you see someone sitting at their desk, squeezing a rubber ball, spinning in their chair, or just looking out at the window, and you wonder, don't they have any work to do? And yet, they're very likely doing the most important work of them all. They're thinking, they're listening, they're creating, they're calculating, contemplating, processing, estimating, weighing, all incredibly necessary for moving forward and solving problems and being a healthy, happy, functioning member of society and relationship. Listening requires us to stay awake to the voices and the opportunities and the ideas outside of ourselves and to our internal barometers, our internal truths, so that we can build a life that makes sense for us and say yes to the bold transitions and let go to find clarity when we really need it, or start that process when something just isn't working. And yet if we don't take a beat to listen, just listen, we'll never let go for what we want or get where we want to go, because we'll be acting on pure impulse. And impulse is often fueled by unhealthy, limiting beliefs that just have us hold on to the wrong things or hop from one wrong situation to the next. Instead, I say take a breath and let the act of listening guide you through those moments when you're not sure. What lights you up, stresses you out, will manifest in your body in a negative or positive way. It's all information. You cannot let go of uncertainty, confusion, or frankly, anything else if you're not listening. And so you have to stop and take your own pulse as you move through every part of the process of letting go, from having that epiphany that is going to change everything, to feeling and dealing its consequences, to figuring out what comes next, to how you'll get it, and to whatever else it is you need to let go of to do all of it successfully. Allowing your own internal voice to rise above the din, that is a superpower that exercised consistently and with lots and lots of self-love will always point you in the direction of home.